Hi guys, I just wanted to update. This is my part 2 of homeschool and gardening. I went ahead and I bought some one thing of grapes and one thing of blueberry, and then I've transferred. I had this table. These guys, I don't know if they're gonna do well. This is my green onion babies. I'm waiting for them to sprout, but I don't know if they will. And then I've got basil. And these guys, you know what, they just might not do well. And then I've got my avocado, and that's a maybe not. I wanted to specify I'm doing what's called bucket gardening. But bucket gardening is a very simple process. What you want to do, and I've started my holes. If you have a drill, this would be a lot easier. And you want to take a bucket. I actually bought these, and then I got, if you reach out to your local community, you can get donated buckets or kitty litter buckets. That would also work. Or you can, and I'll show this in a moment, you can use a coffee can. Okay, so with the buckets, what you want to do is you're going to take your basic bucket, and you want to do these holes like this, and then you're going to take your bucket, whoops, every video I got a whoopsie. Okay, so then you're going to want to do some outer holes like here, 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 and here. And then I go ahead and I do 1 or 2, maybe even 3 on the at about say about 1 to 2 inches down on the sides, especially if your drainage system is a little off put. Then you're going to go ahead, and I'm going to show you an example of what I started on today. This is our raspberry plant, and it was in the similar with the grapes in the little container, and I filled it up, and I used a 2-to-2 ratio of manure, store-bought. I used steer, and I used a garden soil, and then for citric ones, you want to go ahead, if you can afford it, and if I can get it out. If you're doing citruses, you can get avocado citrus. And so this one, there's instructions on the back. What I did is I filled up my mix to about halfway, and then I added the citric, and then I got it real nice and moist. And then you're going to add to the top, and I put a little bit more citrus right at the baseline, and then I put a little bit more soil. Make sure when you transplant that all of your soil is super moist. Then I've got some tomatoes and some more tomatoes ready to transplant, and this is kind of how it's starting to look. I've got about 15-20 more buckets out in my car, all donated. This was expensive because each one of these buckets is like $4, and I don't even know how much these were. Got these over at the Home Depot. Okay, so what we did here is I started out with this one's eggplant, and with eggplant I had the little throwaway container, and then I went ahead, and this guy needs some water. I went ahead and put it into this little container because I knew I wasn't going to have my buckets right away. So what we're going to be working on this week, and I'll see if I can show you what it looks like after, is this guy. We're going to take him out of this, and we're going to transplant him into one of our buckets. And as you can see, I've started, I don't know if you can see it, started with the holes. I'm going to add a few, and then we're going to transplant that one. Same thing with this little tomato. And the reason I like this one is it already has some flowers, which means I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to worry about it too much. It's already been pollinated. Same thing with these. I bought these because they had some little flowers. If you can find them with the little flowers, that's awesome. Make sure that your soil is nice and moist if they're out in full sun. And then we're going to go on to my fails. And what I haven't started. So I got this. I found this over at Target. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start this soon. And once I get this done, I will show you guys how. And I liked this because it's in its own container and there's instructions. Looks pretty simple. And I'm not sure because there is some citrus in strawberry, but you definitely want to check the back for this for these, because I don't know if that will work with the strawberries. This was a fail, hopefully not, but I have so many. This one has fruit flies. I don't know if you can see fruit flies everywhere, so it's just eating up that soil. So I've kind of moved it away from everything else because I'm trying to keep the fruit flies in one area. Okay, then we're going to talk about what to do if you can't get seeds. And I had mentioned this in my video prior. So I just watched a video. So you take your green onion and you cut it in half, and then you put it in water, and every 2 days you switch out the water, and then apparently 8 to 12 to 14 days these will sprout, and we'll check them. And once they sprout, you just put them right into a pot of dirt, and you want to make sure that half of it is sticking out of the dirt, and then you're just gonna water them and let them grow. So that one's really simple. And then this one is garlic, literally store-bought garlic. So I'm gonna take this guy out because I just started these. So you want to take the root side down into your dirt. Let me cover that guy back up. You want them halfway up. Whoops, I'll have to fix this after my video is done. And keep them really super moist. And then in 8 to 12 days, you're going to have little green plants about this tall. And then you can individually take them out and put them in a bigger container, or you can pull them all out together. Make sure they're not rooting and fighting each other, and you can put them into a bigger container and grow garlic. The avocado, I'm not even going to go into that because I am actually going to show you this really cool, and this is kind of almost a science experiment. So I took hydrogen peroxide, and I don't know if you can see, and it's actually speeding up the process to grow a root. And I don't know if you can see that little tiny stem. So this one's soaking in hydrogen peroxide 3%. This is our water cup, and these are just now starting to root. They might take a little longer. And then we went ahead and I did half and half solution. So this is half water, half hydrogen peroxide, and we have a little bit of a root. And what I do is as it goes down, because it will the water will disintegrate or whatever. So as that happens, you want to add, let's say it's down to about here. So you add about a teaspoon or two of hydrogen peroxide, teaspoon or two of water, and bring it back up. And I'm curious to see which one will fare better. They're both rooting, which is totally awesome. And then this one is, so I put it straight into the dirt and put some hydrogen peroxide onto the dirt, and then I've been watering it, and I have nothing. So could be a fail. I don't know. And for soil, I just bought, I don't know, garden soil. And some manure, steer manure. If you guys suggest a different manure, but I figured it might be okay. You know, I'm learning. And then if you have fruit flies, just so you know, don't buy these. Do not buy these. These like that cost me a fortune. They don't work. What did work is this is honey and an apple cider vinegar, and that has really worked and a lot cheaper. Okay guys, well this is today's video. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you would like any other gardening tips, have any questions or comments, and please always subscribe below. I have a total of 4 subscribers because I am not a big YouTuber. Alright, bye guys. Have an awesome day.